What are their feelings and actions towards you in the next 3 months? Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Mystic Mia Moksha. Thank you for joining me here on Mostly in the Moment for another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at their feelings for you and their actions according to those feelings in the next season or the next 3 months. This is a timeless reading, so it'll resonate whenever you watch this. But if you watch this around the time I post it, it's intended for the winter season from December 21st, when the winter solstice happens, until March 19th. I apologize if my voice is still a little raw, raspy, and stuffy. I'm still getting over that cold. So I recorded the readings and I found each pile to be so different, and it was very detailed and real. And I was kind of surprised by that, but the messages came through very clear. So I hope you enjoy the reading, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 66 with the red calcite. Let's look at their feelings and actions towards you in the next 3 months. Keep in mind that the future is subjective, and this is just kind of the energy. Whether they actually take action on these feelings, that's to be seen. This is just the most probable timeline, the most probable action. And the energy I'm feeling right off the bat with this pile is a physical manifestation of something that you've been working on for a while. All right, so what are they feeling for you? Protection. You really are the best thing that has ever happened to me. So I do feel like they want to cherish you and hold you and protect the connection. I feel like they're kind of in this place where they're not sure if they did the right thing. And all they know right now is that they need to protect you. They need to protect this connection. And they can't let anything bad happen to you, this connection. Sorry if you hear the sirens. That's just a confirmation that this is a real serious point in the connection between you and your person, pile 66. I had to wait until the sirens passed, but I definitely feel a sense of there was a break or a pause or an argument or some difficult energy between the two of you, and it had to pass. It had the seriousness of the situation and issue between the two of you had to calm down before the two of you can move forward again, whether it's together or in different directions. It was like too many thoughts were racing through their mind and through yours as well, and it was just like the dust really needed to settle and before either of you could make a really good decision, because it was that important. Like, it was like make it or break it kind of moment between the two of you, or something about this really changes the connection between the two of you. And if you mess this up, it could affect both of your futures together. So it was definitely worth kind of letting things kind of calm down between the two of you, even though they know the seriousness of this time between the two of you, and they really, really just want to protect the connection, protect you. That's what I'm hearing over and over again. And their actions, think before you act. Oh wow, yeah. See, they really need to think this through. They know they have like one shot, and if they mess this up, it could affect both of your connections, like the connection between the two of you forever. Like, if they mess this up, like something about if they don't handle this correctly, it will put a huge stain on the relationship, stain and strain on the connection between the two of you. Like, something that will never like go away. Like, it will affect how they see you and how you see them. More importantly, how you see them. Because they really are feeling like, oh, if I mess this up, like, this is going to be a garbage relationship because they're never going to be able to forgive me. It's going to keep coming up in their head. I have to play this right. So they're really are emphasizing that they need time to really process this and make the right moves if there's any chance here. Justice. You deserve that too. Like, if you want this person back and you want a happy, harmonious relationship with them, you'll need to give them the space to do things correctly. They know they have a lot of wrongs to right. I'm hearing they have a lot to make up for if they just want to get on the right, like, playing field with you. Like, they have to just get up to your level and then make moves to move the both of you forward. So they have a lot of work to make up for, and they know they only have one chance here. And if they do something wrong here, if they make the wrong moves, because they're so far behind in the work they have to make up for, if they want this to work with you, they know if they make a wrong move, you will not have it. It will forever make you see them in a negative light, and it'll never go away. They know this. They intuitively know this. And so they know they have a lot to make up for in order to just get on your good side. And then after they get on your good side, they have a lot more work to do in order to move this connection forward. So I do think that they know that this is all worth it for them, that you're worth it, that this life with you is worth it. I think before, they didn't really see, it's not like they didn't see the value in you in the relationship. It's just like that they didn't, like they weren't there yet or something. Okay, so how are they feeling about you in like the second month? Sadness. Oh no. I'm speaking through songs. So I do feel like there's a moment where you're kind of not wanting to give them attention or let them know what's going on with your life or what you're thinking or forgiving them. Like, I feel like you're not forgiving them. You're being like kind of short, giving them short answers. You're kind of giving them a timeout, and they know it. And so they're trying to kind of show you through their actions, like maybe post on social media, or even like if you're like seeing each other on a daily basis or almost on a daily basis, they're like trying to show you like what they've been up to and that they're working really hard and they're serious about commitment, not just to you and the relationship between the two of you, but also with other things in their life that they said they were going to commit to, just to show that, like, yeah, they're real, they're taking this seriously. They're really sad because they feel like you're giving them a timeout. And their actions towards you, I'm ready, yeah, because they're trying to show you, like, look, I'm ready, I want to do this, I'm serious about it, I'm going to give you 110%, I'm serious. And the Page of Cups in reverse, but I feel like they might want to compliment you, say nice things to you, share ideas, and like just talk to you, even flirt with you a little bit, but like they can't. Either they're stopping themselves, or like you're ignoring them or blocking them or something. I feel like there's a real sense of like time's up from your energy, like time's up, and then they're finally like, oh, but I'm ready now, and it's kind of like that mismatch of like right connection, wrong timing kind of thing. Doesn't that suck when you like find someone that you're very compatible with, but like one of you is not ready, and then when the one person is ready to move on, the other person's finally ready to like try in the connection? That's not fun. Okay, so what's happening from like this first month to the second month? King of Cups. They are in a very, like, I'm a mature love energy. It's just kind of like, where was this before? Like, that's the kind of energy I'm getting from you. Like, where was this before? And it's like kind of like you're kind of in this feeling like, oh, this is what I really worked hard for for us to finally get to this place where we can move forward. But now that they're finally at this place, like I feel like I put in all the hard work for us to get here and they didn't do anything. Like it's because of me that they're ready. It's because of my hard work that our relationship even got to this time and place. You know, so I feel like you're like, well, I'm done. Like I'm completely exhausted, or I've moved on. Like during this time while you're getting ready to be in this relationship with me, I was doing the work to get out of this relationship or move on from it. So it's kind of like this energy of what you're like, but this is what I worked hard for. But I also worked really hard to move on and get ready to move on. And now they're ready to commit, or they're ready to move forward. Wealth. Oh, wow. I also feel like you personally, like you specifically, not your person, but you, Pile 66, are in a really good, abundant phase in your life. And that's why you're manifesting a lot of things that you've been working on, not just this relationship, but like financially, career-wise, other personal goals that you've had for yourself in your social world, or in your health, or in material wealth, in skills you want to acquire, goals you want to accomplish. Like you're receiving a lot of abundance, but specifically I'm getting like monetary wealth, financial wealth, like money coming in. So I do feel like you've been working really hard to bring in a lot of abundance. So I do feel like you are ready to level up. Your energy is leveling up. But you're going to see a lot of the things that you've been working on manifest, including this relationship, even though you're kind of like, well, I'm ready for this next type of relationship. And they're kind of ready for this last relationship. Like, I feel like they're finally like ready to move forward with you, but you're kind of ready to move on to something better than you had even been working on relationship wise. Does that make sense? Like, you wanted this relationship so much and you've been working really hard to manifest it, and now that it's here, you want something better. And they want the thing that you wanted before, which is not as good as what you want now. I hope I'm describing that right. Okay, so what about this third month? Going into this third month. Strength card in reverse. So I do feel like they're losing a little bit of fire. They're losing a little bit of courage here now, because I do feel you have the upper hand here. And when relationships aren't sharing that equal power and there's like an imbalance there, like you know when you don't have a say in the relationship anymore, you know? And I feel like they're figuring that out. Like, they don't have a say whether this moves forward or not anymore. Like, before they might have. Before you two both kind of shared that responsibility to choose each other, to move forward in this relationship. Like, even if one person wanted to back out, the other person would fight for them and, you know, be like, hey, let's think about this. Let's figure this out. And the other person would listen. At this point, I feel like you're not even listening. Like, it's like you don't even have to say. You don't even have a say. I have inner childhood wounds. I do feel like they might have issues, not just from the childhood, but maybe past relationships. I'm getting specifically their last relationship that they had, where they might have been ready to commit, and the person that they were ready to commit to was like not good. And they found that out like after they decided to commit to them, and they kind of brought that issue into this relationship with you, where you're ready to commit, and they were scared to, because last time that happened, you know, and so they were kind of projecting their old relationship issue that they haven't healed yet onto you. So that's why you might have been like so confused, like, oh, we're so compatible, we get along so great, why doesn't this person want to commit? Well, this is why. And then I do see that they have a abandonment issue from their childhood, which is why they probably jumped into commitment in their last relationship, or their last serious relationship too quickly and exploded on them because it wasn't right for them. And then when someone right actually came along, they were too scared to commit. So it was like this huge, like, thing I'm getting. Okay. So their action towards you after the end of the season. I want to get you drunk. And now they're kind of grasping at straw, like trying to get your attention in any way possible, even if it's in unhealthy ways. So they're trying to appeal to your kind of shadow self because they know you really well. I feel like you and this person like know each other really well. I feel like the two of you have been in a connection or in a relationship for a little while now, and so they know how to kind of lure you back if they act like desperately wanted to. And it might be in unhealthy ways, like kind of appealing to your shadow self, appealing to the not the best things about you that they know, like, if you have a gambling habit, they'll be like, oh, well, let's go hang out with the friends at the casino. And you're like, why are they trying to get me to do the thing that they know is bad for me, So that's the kind of energy I'm getting here. Like, they know they're trying to get you in, like, not good ways anymore towards the end of this, like, 3 months. The moon card, yeah, they're not, like, I feel like they were genuinely ready at the beginning of these 3 months, at the beginning of the season, to commit to you and be like that person that you wanted them to be. But the thing is, like, in between that time from then and now, you've changed, you've grown, and now you want someone who is on the level that you're on now. And it sucks. I mean, this person's like now ready, but they have to lick their wounds and learn their lessons, and kind of realize that this is human life. You live and you learn. You make mistakes, and that's how you figure out the right thing to do. And that was this connection for them and for you. So I think this was a really important relationship for the both of you. Okay, so what is this connection? 5 of Cups, yeah, a falling out. I'm sorry to say, pile 66, but I do feel like, I mean, in terms of this connection, things might be kind of wrapping up, but I think you already knew that because you've been already kind of working on your next thing. This person didn't know that you were going to leave, though. But that was their mistake. Like, I feel like you wanted to grow and learn with them, and they said no. So then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to continue growing and learning. And now they see you kind of manifesting all the things that you've worked on while you were with them, while you were growing and learning, and they're seeing that, and then they're like, oh, okay, like, I'm ready to work on this now, but you're a different person now. They just kind of missed out on this opportunity, and I mean, that kind of sucks, but it was a huge learning experience for them and for you, because I feel like you, like, discovered your value. I feel like you got back on your feet and discovered your value, and, like, you're no longer going for people who are, like, not ready to commit. But, like, the one thing both of you got right for sure was that there was definitely a good compatibility and attraction here. It was a good match, but it was just one of those, it was like a soulmate in passing. It was kind of like you two came into each other's lives to be like almost the one before the one kind of thing, or like a really special person that taught each other a lot, and love. You'll be playing a different role, like 100%. Like, I feel like you're definitely, you're a different person now. And it's too bad that I feel like they don't see that right now. You know, they see the person you've become, but like, you know, it's one of those things like when when you see someone every day, you kind of don't notice like the big changes they've made, you know, like, and if you see someone after a year, you're like, oh wow, like they look so different, or their personality is so different, or their life is so different. Like, I feel like it's that, like, they didn't see how much you were growing and learning because they saw you often. Like, you two had a connection, you guys were in each other's lives. But you weren't standing still, like, you weren't waiting for them. You know, you're still manifesting. I'm getting a lot of wealth, and that's how you'll know this is your pile 66, because you are still manifesting a lot of the things that you worked on. Some things that you'll keep, and some things that you'll move on from. Okay, so I do feel like you are manifesting a better relationship, a better love relationship for yourself. And the fact that you recognize that, and recognize that this person, like, you know, doesn't understand that, just shows how much you two are on a, you know, different levels, different cycles. So, you know, good on you for being aware and doing all the work and getting there. And, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't have to be nasty. I do feel like it's very amicable, this kind of like natural separating ways. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, pile 66. I mean, you have a lot of good stuff coming. I feel like you did the work, so you're getting it now. And you don't need to feel bad for this person, because, you know, they got a lot out of this connection too. They learned, and they grew a lot. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. It really helps me out. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 75 with the orange calcite. Let's look at what your person's feelings and actions are towards you this next upcoming season, or the next 3 months. Just right off the bat, the initial feeling I'm getting is just like ready for the next thing, like dreaming up what's next in the connection. Okay, anger. Okay, this person is angry. Why? I can tell you don't trust me. I want to change that. Okay, so I feel like this person kind of broke your trust, or something about you don't believe them, or, you know, they might be projecting onto you, and they might be just they might just have like a fear of people not trusting them, people not believing them. They might have a lot of like kind of like small traumas of being kind of outcasted, the black sheep of the family, like someone that was not really heard much when they were growing up, a hunk for confirmation. Yeah, just someone who like has kind of issues with being so like kind of imaginative, and, you know, interested in so many like specific things, that they're not used to people believing them or trusting them, or, you know, even things about like I'm going to do this, like I'm going to get to this goal, or I'm going to be there for you when you know, go for the airport, or I'll be there for you every step of the way while you go through this project or the struggle or whatever. And they're projecting onto you that you don't believe them for some reason. And I feel like you do. You're like, I trust you. I believe you. And they're just getting frustrated. They're like, you don't though. Like, you don't trust me or something. And you know how sometimes when someone says something enough times, like, you start to believe it. And so when they keep saying like, oh, I don't trust you, like, you don't trust me, you don't believe me, after a while you stop trusting them and believing them. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy I'm getting. Listen to your heart. I feel like they're trying to change their ways, and they're really hoping that you believe them, but like, and I feel like you do, but they don't believe themselves. They're trying to convince themselves, and they're projecting that onto you. Oh, problems people have today. Queen of Swords. Yeah, the thing is, like, you're pretty self-aware and you kind of know what's kind of going on with this person. Like, you have an idea, like, okay, like, this person's really frustrated, they're overworked, they're exhausted, they're tired, they don't have really, like, a good support system. Like, you know, they grew up in, like, with people who didn't really support their dreams, or, you know, gave them the time of day or something. And so you're, like, listening, you're like, and you're being very supportive, but they're, like, kind of projecting their own, like, distrust in themselves onto you, which can be frustrating to you. But you've been playing it pretty cool and calm. Like, so much props to you, Pile 75, because you didn't break and you handled things, like, really well, like, better than most people would. And I'm feeling like your spirit team is giving you a lot of credit, because you know that, like, this person is special. Like, I got, like, black sheep of the family. This person is really special. They're unique and they really have strong abilities. They're talented, they're gifted, but they just haven't finished their healing yet. Okay. So what about going into the second month? Frustration in reverse. This will subside. I feel like this is a temporary thing. You know, like a few weeks to, like, a month and a half, like, you know, 3 to 6 weeks or something like that. It's not long lasting. And that's why I feel like you're patient, because you know it's temporary. It might be something like a environmental factor, like something might have happened, just happened at work, or with they might have had, like, a really tough conversation with a family member, or, you know, a boss, or a friend, or, like, a loan agent, or something. Like, they just had a really difficult situation, so you're being very understanding. Good for you, Pile 75, because, like, you know this person, like, they're a gem if they can just kind of get through this temporary situation. And you're like, the only reason you're putting up with it is because you know it's temporary. I know you've been right. I'm trying to figure myself. Yeah, see, they know you're right. Like, you're speaking truth. You're telling them that, you're, like, telling them exactly, like, what I'm saying, or, like, your understanding of the situation. I'm getting, like, you're very intuitive, you're very smart, or you know what's going on in this situation. You understand it, like, well, or, like, well enough where you know what to say to them, and, like, short sentences, like, to the point kind of sentences, and they know you're right. So, like, that's what I'm saying, like, past 75, like, you're looking really good right now. You're coming off, like, really wise, really patient, really caring, and really supportive. I feel like this reading is more about them than it is you. But let's look at their actions in terms of this relationship. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, see? I do feel like they want to give something to you, and I think you know it too. Like, if this is a new connection, like, they want to ask you out, or they want to kind of give this connection a label, or level up the connection, or move forward somehow. They want to give you something, like, they want to offer you something specifically in terms of leveling up the connection. And so that's why you're being patient, because you're like, I know this connection is going in a good direction. I know they're a genuinely good person. They're a gem. Like, you know, they're a diamond in the rough. They have some things that they still need to heal, but they are someone who is showing you that they're capable of healing themselves. Like, they got into a sticky situation, and within a few weeks to, like, a month and a half, they solved their issue. So they are showing you that they're capable of handling, like, healing work that they have to do, and that they are willing to grow and do what's necessary in order to move forward with you in a, like, harmonious, loving, romantic relationship. So you do know that they're capable. They're showing you that they're capable. And this is just like this isn't normally them. Like something triggered them. Like something like popped up in their life. And so you're like being understanding and patient. And, you know, if it lasted for like months or like a year or longer, you wouldn't put up with it, you know, because that's not shit that you had to put up with, honestly, right? But this is like them showing you that they are capable of working through things and in a timely fashion, and like taking your advice and like really thinking about it and like letting that help them. Wow. 4 cups, never a dull moment. I'm hearing. They're they're never boring. You can't say that. They're definitely very interesting. Like that's why I'm getting like this diamond in the rough, like this like black sheep in the family. They have very specific interests. They're very unique soul. So they're so entertaining. They're so fun to hang out with. They're so they're such a pure soul. David just might have been handed like some difficult cards in their life, you know. But you see them for what they are. They are definitely a diamond in the rough. It's funny for this reading. I feel like I'm more in your energies, telling you how to handle theirs instead of the other way around. Like I'm not looking at their energies and how they think about you, because it seems like you're like the more sane energy. Like you're helping them right now. But they're definitely someone who's worth it. And you can see it too. Okay, so their feelings about you. Hold on, let's see. What's happening in the connection from this first month to the second month? King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this is like a moment in the connection where you're kind of like testing them. You're like, okay, something not so good happened in their life. Let's see how they handle this. This is a huge like moment for you to kind of figure out, like, is this someone you want to move forward with in a connection? So this is a really good experience for you to see how they handle things when things aren't like good for them, and they can't see like the light at the end of the tunnel, when they can't see like how they're gonna get through this. Like, what is your role when they're going through a difficult time in their life? It was a really good like kind of experience for you to figure that kind of stuff out. Staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. So I feel like I'm getting like from spirit, like you're safe, like you're in a bubble, and you can just kind of watch them and study and observe them, which is kind of like a weird thing for me to say, but I feel like this is a really like important time for you to kind of know for sure that you can trust them. They've been saying like, oh, trust me, you don't trust me. This is a time you start doubting yourself. You're like, actually, do I trust them? Like, if they're telling me not to trust them this many times, like, should I not be? This is a really good time to kind of let them see if their actions matches their words and their intentions. And it seems like they do come through. It seems like they do prove to you that they are someone who does the things that they say they're going to do. Okay, so towards the end of this season, end of these 3 months, what happens? Disruption. So first of all, I love this like red and pink colors here. So I do feel like there's a lot of love here. It was just a bizarre situation. It was so bizarre. I feel like you were just kind of like, you know how when something crazy happens in a relationship, like one person has to be the rock, because if both people are going insane, like nothing will get done, right? and like kind of you naturally kind of become the person who is a rock, or the person who is just venting and wailing to the person who's being a rock, you know? Like one person needs to be the strong one. It was just a bizarre situation. Like you're just watching them, and I think you're kind of freaking out too, because you're like, you haven't really seen them act in that way, or maybe you have, but you're kind of like, I don't know, that I feel like they're kind of like breaking down, and you're kind of like staring like, oh my goodness, like what am I getting myself into? What how am I in a relationship with someone like this? Like what is going on? And you're kind of having a freak out, but like quietly, like, oh my goodness, like is this gonna happen again? Are they gonna like blow up like this and like all the time? Like what is going on, you know? Just wait on me. Please don't give up on me. Aw. So I feel like they know themselves, like, that they're not behaving normally. They're behaving erratically. They're behaving abnormally. And it's, like, out of their character, kind of. And they're just being like, please just don't leave me after this situation. Like, this is even weird for me. And they're just really hoping that it doesn't scare you away. Okay, so their actions towards you. I'm in so much pain. Yeah, like whatever happened, it was really, really tough situation for them. And I think if you stay by their side while they go through the situation, because it does seem like they will most likely come out of it in a short period of time, they will be forever grateful to you. You know, even if you decide that, like, you know, you two aren't a good match in the future, they will be your friend forever. They will be a loyal friend to you forever. But if you stay by their side and you two get through this and you are both romantically into each other, they will forever remember this. You know, it's gonna be like etched in their brain that you were there for them when they needed you the most. You know, it's one of those moments. You know, because, like, it's easy to support someone when things are good. When it's easy to be supportive, but when it's a situation like this, when they freak out on you because they're in a difficult situation, and you kind of like hold them together and, you know, not let like what they're saying affect you, and like kind of calm them down, and it's like totally out of character for them. Like they wouldn't actually like say these things to you, question you, or, you know, like you don't take it personally, because, you know, like that's not who they really are. Even when they're normally angry or normally in a stressful situation, they wouldn't act that way normally. This has to be like a really bizarre one-off kind of situation. I feel like in that situation, like they will always remember that you held their hand when they were in one of the most difficult situations in their life. Pile 75. I'm sorry you had to like be in that situation, but like I feel like we're all kind of tested in that way and put in those kind of situations in life, especially when you're in a relationship. Knight of Swords. I feel like they felt like running. I feel like they even maybe asked for space, or maybe they kind of antagonized you so you wouldn't have to be in a position to help them or be there for them or something like that. Like they purposely tried to get you out of the picture because they didn't want you to see them in that much pain or that much confusion or that hurt or that embarrassed or that shameful or that in that much of a bad spot. They didn't want you to see them in that negative energy. So they might have been trying to push you away subconsciously. And that's why they were kind of yelling at you and like, oh, you don't believe me, or, you know, kind of taking out the anger that they feel for the situation or another person or people on you. And you kind of just like held tight, you know, held them tight, loved them through it. And it's not a typical situation. They're not someone who would like take it out on someone else, but you saw the amount of hurt in their eyes, and you knew instinctively what to do. This wasn't like an abuse situation. It was definitely like they were in a really peculiar situation that comes up like very rarely in lifetimes. You know, like you have maybe like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of those in a lifetime, like where you just can't control your emotions and you're just kind of, it's, you know, the situation just, I mean, most people would lose their emotions uncontrollably in those kinds of moments. Like that's what happened. 7 of Swords, truth. There's something about you looked into their soul and you found the truth in their voice, in their tears, in their, you know, outburst. You knew this wasn't them. You knew this wasn't about you. This was about, they were struck with so much pain at once in a weird, bizarre, difficult situation. And you knew that, and you weren't scared by it, and you know, held them down. And you were the strong one. You were the rock. And it was a very difficult thing for you to do. You were put in a very difficult situation, but you did the hard thing. You did the hard thing. I'm not gonna say the right thing because, like, you know, you didn't have to deal with that, but you chose to be there for them. And yeah, it's one of those things that you know, you'll never forget when that person did that for you. Ink Potch, problems to be resolved, and it came out in reverse. So yeah, I do get this like kind of like family or legacy related, like something to do with ownership, some sort of contract. It might have multiple things involved, like status and money and home and family or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Pile 75, except that, you know, it's your choice, and I think they expect you to run. And, you know, after it's all done and complete, they'll run after, they think they'll have to like run after you. But I feel like for most of you, you kind of know the truth of the situation and you stand by them. And you're forever etched in their hearts and brains and soul. Like, you know, that's something that it's rare. And when you find someone like that, you kind of hold on to them, you know. But in both scenarios, someone that's worth doing that for, and someone that would do that for you. So Pile 75, I don't know what to say, like, but you know, this is one of those like real moments that, you know, people don't get to see that happen in relationships. But good on you, and you get a huge, loud round of applause from your spirit guide, spirit team. So if you resonated with this reading, I really appreciate a like or comment. It really helps me with this kind of light work. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 84 with the Celestite. Let's look at their feelings and actions towards you in the next 3 months, in the next season. Just right off the bat, the energy I'm feeling for this pile, this energy of like things coming together. Something like you and someone else have been kind of thinking of. It's like finally coming together. Like you two agreeing on the ideas, the plans for the future, or starting to see the manifestation, the first, you know, physical form of these ideas that you two have for each other, for the connection coming through. Okay, so passion in reverse. Yeah, I feel like the two of you have been more kind of concentrating on getting things done in the connection physically, like really figuring out a plan and putting it into action. I've been thinking about proposing to you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah. So I feel like the physical intimacy has been kind of put on hold, and it's not because there isn't strong physical attraction there and good intimate relations between the two of you. I feel like it's because the two of you are like trying to plan like more serious things and trying to figure things out, think about like what's next in the future, and making plans and trying to make sure that your plans kind of match up and kind of taking actions on those plans. So I do feel like big things on the horizon for you, Pile 84. I imagine you naked. Yeah. So if anything, the desire for each other has increased. Their desire for you definitely has increased, and it's because they're thinking about all the lovey-dovey things about actually being with you long term and leveling up this connection, and how much they love you and how much they want to do that. So they're in a really loving energy towards you. And so if anything, their intimate feelings for you has increased, while they're thinking about laying down like these more major plans between the two of you. King of Cups, and they're in a really good, mature, loving energy. So I do feel strongly, Pile 84, that your person may be thinking of proposing, or if this is a new connection, like asking you out, or going steady, putting a title to this connection, or moving in together, talking about marriage, talking about having kids, or talking about the next step, whatever that is for the two of you. Okay, this is exciting. Okay, so how is this energy leading into the second month? What are their feelings for you then? Creativity. Oh, look at that. So they're trying to think of more ideas, and they're thinking, I mean, if they're thinking about proposing to you, or like whatever it is, they're thinking about like leveling up this connection with you, they're thinking about how they want to go about it, and they're getting excited about it. Like I could tell just from my tone of voice, how excited they are, and like how much fun they're having thinking about all the creative ways that they can, bring this up to you. Oh, wow. I was in denial. Okay, so I do feel, I feel like they thought this wasn't gonna be fun for them. Like they thought like getting into a commitment or leveling up this connection, they weren't going to really enjoy it. They weren't really looking forward to it. And I think it's because in the past, it hasn't been really a fun thing or something that they wanted to do. And so it was kind of more obligatory, and it was like a chore to do rather than something that they were looking forward to. So they thought the same thing about this connection with you, or moving into this next like phase of your life. They thought like, oh, in the past, it's always been like a responsibility, something that I was told I have to do, or what's been kind of expected of me, kind of thing. And so they didn't think they were going to look forward to this time in the connection where they are going to propose leveling up the connection, and they're finding out that it's actually really fun, and they're loving it. It's increased their desire for you. It's increased their like creativity and their imagination. They're using their imagination a lot, thinking about what this future between the two of you will look like, and they're having a lot of fun. They're enjoying this, and they're kind of feeling, I'm kind of getting like, it's kind of like you two are dating again. And they're like young, and they're getting that butterfly in the stomach feeling, or like that's just that excitement of that lovey-dovey butterflies and rainbows kind of feeling, and they're really enjoying it, and they're surprised they never felt this way in the past. So they're kind of like, oh, this is how it's supposed to feel. It's like it's not a chore. It's not just a responsibility or something I have to do. It's something that's like fun, something that you should want to do. And that's how they're feeling. Do you even care? I feel like at this point they're having more fun with it, and like they don't know if you would even care how much thought they're putting into it. They feel like maybe you just want the ring, or maybe you just want to move forward and don't really care how it happens. But I think that's just like their projection of like clearing out this inner work that they have to do, which is they were in denial for so long that they don't like doing the relationship things, that they don't like moving the connection forward, doing these fun things to bring up fun ideas to their partner, and think of fun ways of showing, like doing like all the cheesy cute things. They thought that was not them. They thought that sorry, and they are now kind of projecting onto you that, oh, you don't really care about, like, you might not really even care about proposing in a fun way, or asking someone out on a date in a fun, crazy way. Like, you just want the date, you just want the title, you just want to get married already, you just want to keep up with the Joneses, you just want to have that house and the image of a happy relationship rather than the fun parts of it. And if they do that to you, that's just them projecting and clearing and healing this part in themselves that was stopping them from enjoying this part of the connection, this part of the relationship. Okay. The Star card, look at that. They're in such a romantic dreamer phase. Like, they're having so much fun. And the funny thing is, this is them by themselves. Like, I feel like, yeah, they might be a little bit more romantic towards you, and they might be a little bit more fun and joking around you and being a little bit fun and flirty towards you, a little handsy and just kind of jovial and young and fun. A little bit, but mostly they're having this fun time by themselves, imagining, the fun ways that they can surprise you, or, what you might think if they asked you out on a date this way, or asked you to be their girlfriend or boyfriend in this way, or, asked you bring up marriage or kids in this way or something. They're having the time of their life. I don't know how long this will last, but it seems like, let them have their fun kind of thing is what I'm getting from spirit. I feel like you're like, what? What's going on with them? Okay. Sure. You're just really? What's going on with the connection? Page of Swords. Yeah, because I feel like they're not really telling you that this is going on, so you're kind of wait, my person? Yeah, okay, sure. Because they're not really telling you these things. You might see a little bit of spurts of fun energy come out of them here and there, and loving energy come out of them here and there, but they're not telling you that they're being this, they're letting their inner child shine, and they're being this imaginative and creative and having a fun time. This is almost all day kind of thing, that they're thinking of these things randomly throughout the whole day, for weeks on end, So this is not just a once or 1 week kind of thing. It's for weeks, for even months. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. I do feel it's too bad that they're not sharing this with you, because I think you would love hearing these things, how they're imagining them, how they imagine different dates with you, surprising you with different like trips or ideas, or thinking about making you laugh and how you would look if they bought you this kind of outfit or this kind of outfit, and if you'd like it or not, or making you happy like by doing this for you or that for you, and how much they think about you and how much they think about making you happy in different ways. Like, I think you would love hearing that, and it's just too bad that they aren't telling you, but that's their choice. Okay, and towards the end of the season, or towards the end of the 3 months, intuition. Okay, very highly energetic, high energy cards. Okay, so I'm definitely getting third eye energy, especially with the passion, which I feel like it's like the wand card in reverse. Creativity and intuition, they're very like highly intuitive, highly creative cards. You're like, your person is very connected at this time because they're following what excites them. They're following their heart. They're acting out of love. They're in a really connected state right now. And they're on cloud 9. They're in a really lovey-dovey state. So, I hope they share this with you a lot more in these next months. My nerves have been getting the best of me. Yeah, I feel like this is them explaining why. It's okay. So like, if you have been like in a connection with someone for a very long time, and you want to make them happy and they make you happy, and you daydream about them a lot, but you haven't like really expressed how you feel about them. You haven't really showed your creative side, like your romantic side, your creativity and your romantic gestures to them, and you're not practiced in telling them about like, oh, I had a dream about you and we were doing this and it was a fun day, or I imagine like buying this kind of dress for you. Would you mind if I did that? Or buying this kind of shirt for you, would you mind if we go do that? Like or I had this dream that like, I bought you every single ice cream flavor and you were so happy. Like, if you're not practiced in telling someone like thoughts you had about them that day, or curiosities, or, that person doesn't know that you're constantly thinking about them. And when that's like a language I feel like we sorely lack in this day and age, is like reminding other people how much we think about them, our loved ones especially. So like, I feel like they're just kind of nervous because they're not practiced in telling people about their thoughts about them, or how much they thought about them. And it's like, I wish people did that more, because what a better world we would have. Just be like, oh yeah, like you were my dream and we both bought puppies together and stuff like that. Like just to be like, oh yeah, you're on my mind, or you're in my thoughts, or my subconscious thoughts, or I was thinking about you today, and I was wondering what you would think if I brought home some takeout, or this really funny gift, or if I booked a vacation here or something. Like, it's nice to hear that someone's thinking about you that much. It makes you fall in love with them more, and it strengthens your love connection. But I feel like we're not practiced in that, or not a lot of us are practiced in that. Okay, their actions. Words do hurt. Okay, and the light blue here, the light blue energy here. So it's funny because I feel like they're feeling so many things about you, and they're having fun and enjoying thinking about their feelings for you, and different daydreams about you. But when it comes to their actions, it's like they want to speak. Like, I'm getting the throat chakra here. It's like they want to talk to you. They want to like communicate more with you, but they're like having a hard time. Page of Wands. I'm getting the daydreaming a lot of just like starting fresh, or starting this new cycle, new chapter with you, and maybe a new adventure will spark that. So I do think like there's a reason I kept thinking like a date, or a trip or something more significant where they have like, where they get to spend like a significant amount of time with you, because they feel like if they went on like like a week-long trip with you, or at least like a several days, they can show you this like other side of you, other side of themselves, and they can talk to you differently, and then maybe it can stick. So they are using their creative energies right now to even think about how to solve this problem of communicating how much they're thinking about you now. So they're thinking about maybe like having like a week where they take you out on a date like every day or every other day, and maybe that will change the energy between the two of you, because you two will talk more and have things to talk about because you're on these dates doing these different things. Or maybe like watching a show together, so you two have something to talk about, or taking a class together, so you two have something in common and talk more, and then like that can like maybe carry over to just like normal life between the two of you, where you two will talk more openly and have more to communicate about, and then they'll feel more natural telling you how much they think about you and think about doing fun things together in the future with you, because like they are thinking that way. This person is like being like super uber romantic right now, so this is like definitely, I mean, I don't know this person, but I feel like it's like up their alley to like think that analytically about the situation. Like they're in a very creative energy. Why not use that to solve this problem of telling you how they're feeling and thinking about you so much recently? Okay, so what is going on in the connection? Page of Cups. Okay, so page of Cups, Wands, and Swords. Cups, Wands, and Swords. So missing the Pentacles. Yeah. The manifestation. It's like fleeting. Like they want to tell you, then they stop themselves. The Cups and Swords. I'm getting that energy of like they want to like tell you, and then they stop themselves, and it stops the magic of it all. Like how magical would it be when they're in this kind of energy, and they told you like, and they texted you throughout the day, they called you, they try to see you often throughout the day, or or try to make plans with you a lot. Like wouldn't that make you so excited? Like, oh, this person really loves me. They're thinking about me so much, and they're having all these like beautiful like visions and stuff about doing these like fun, cute little things. Like that's like, how much would you love that? Wouldn't you like fall in love with them even more? Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Okay. So they're worried that you'll like tell other people their thoughts about you and the things that they tell you and their feelings for you and stuff like that. I'm getting like the opposite though. Like I feel like you would talk to other people. Like you might tell a good friend or a family member that you trust more about the situation with your person if your person doesn't talk to you. I find that that's usually the case. Like when you have open communication with your partner, you tend to talk less about your concerns about the relationship to other people. Like you do, like some people call it like airing out your dirty laundry, but like I feel like if you feel so stuck in your relationship because your partner won't talk to you, you have like no option. Like you feel kind of stuck, and you ask people for advice, like people you trust obviously, but like you turn to other people, and your partner might not like that, but it's like, well, you're not talking to me and I'm trying to figure this out, and like I don't know what to do. So I feel like that's the kind of situation, like you're just like if you know like how much your partner cares about you and talks to you more openly, like I feel like that's the issue here is communication, like just having more open communication. And like I feel like you two have such a good connection when you two do talk and do have open communication, but I feel like they close up right like immediately or something. And now they're thinking about a future with you, but they know things have to change. Like they have to like be more open and have to talk about their feelings more and talk about plans about the future and talk about their ideas, and they need to like work on their relationship every day, meaning like they have to talk to you and be available, and and they're not threatened by this. They're kind of enjoying it, and they want to share this with you, and they know they have to figure out a way to communicate with you, and we'll see what happens, right? Pile 84, this is like a drama. I'm curious to see what happens. Like this is like what will happen next. Stay tuned next season, like Pile 84, let me know if this resonates, if this feels like your situation. If you did resonated with this reading and liked it, I really appreciate like a comment. It really does help me out. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 93 with the Carnelian ring. Let's look at what's happening in the next season for you, the next 3 months. Looking at their feelings and actions. Just right off the bat, the initial feeling I'm getting with this pile is very hopeful and happy. So ideation, okay. So I do feel like they're getting like a lot of ideas, a lot of like sparks of confidence I'm getting. No one can change my love for you. So yeah, I do feel like they're realizing their love for you. They're realizing that this isn't going away. So I feel like this is someone who recently found out that they have feelings for you, that they love you, or someone that found out that they still love you, or that's never going to change. Like them kind of testing themselves, seeing like, okay, I love them, but is it something that will stay with me forever? Like, is it like lust? Is it temporary? Is it just like, oh, I love them right now? Or is this like a deep, profound, not going anywhere love? And I feel like this person, 93, is realizing, or just starting to realize like, oh no, this is like real deep love that I have for this person, for you. Okay, so their actions. Do you think about me too? So now they're obviously naturally curious to feel like, do you have those feelings for me too? So I do feel like this is either a situation where this is either someone finding out that they have newfound love for you, or someone who still has feelings for you. I do feel like this is someone you've known for a little bit, and they're just finding out that this love isn't like a temporary love. This isn't like a temporary, oh, we've dated for a little while kind of love. This is oh no, I'm starting to realize that might be like the one kind of situation. Like I knew I loved them before, but I didn't know if this was like love, That's what I'm getting. Or it could even be a situation where someone is finding out that their love for you hasn't gone away, hasn't faded away, and they're realizing that this love for you is pure, genuine, and real, and they're realizing that now after a long time. So one of those two situations. But yeah, now they're thinking like, oh my goodness, like, well, does Pile 93 love me too? Once you find out that you actually genuinely love someone, you are naturally curious if they have the same feelings for you, right? Death and rebirth. Yeah. So yeah, that okay. So the initial feeling I had with like, yeah, this person, loved you. They know they have a lot of love for you, but they didn't know if that was what kind of love that was. Like, was that like friendship kind of love, or was that kind of like, oh yeah, I care for you deeply kind of love, or we're kind of been dating for a while, so, or we've dated before, so there's like that kind of love there, Like they didn't know what kind of love it was, but they're finding out now that like, no, this is like deep, profound, real love. So Leslie, leading into the second month, their feelings for you. Comfort. Okay, so now they're becoming more comfortable with the fact that they love you. Because after this realization that this love they have for you is real, they were kind of scared that you might not feel the same way about them. And I'm not talking about like love. I'm talking about confirmation of that love. Like they already knew that they loved you, but they got confirmation that this wasn't just like a love that will fade. Like, this is like a real, genuine love you for the rest of my life kind of love, right? So now they're getting more comfortable with the idea that this is true, genuine love that they have for you. I hold back because I don't want to be rejected. They're kind of worried that you might not have the same deep love that they have for you. They don't know if you have had a similar experience where, you know, I feel like they know that you love them, but they don't know if you had that kind of confirmation where it's just like, oh, this isn't just like regular love. This is like this isn't a love that's like, you know, something you just say to someone, like when you deeply care about them or feel protective over them or want to nurture them or in a relationship with them, or, you know, deep friends with someone. It's like a deeper than that, you know. They don't know if you had that same experience where you get the confirmation. I don't know if something happened between the two of you recently, or they just had like an aha moment where they're just like, oh, dang. No, this isn't like I'm saying I love you to a girlfriend just because we've been going out for a little while. This is like oh, I love you and I will fight as hard as I can to make you mine. And even if I don't win, I will still love you for the rest of my life kind of love, you know? You already know. You already know. So, I think halfway through this season, like from the first to the second month, like it's going to become very obvious that they are deeply and madly in love with you, and they figure that out. Like they have like a spousal kind of love for you, like a husband-wife kind of love for you. Five of Wands. Because they're going to act weird. They're going to act so weird around you that you're going to have no doubt. So there's like specific things people do when like they're in love with someone, but they are feeling awkward about having the other person know. And they haven't told the other person yet, but they're like trying not to show that they deeply love them. And you've seen these, they're like the typical things that they show on like TV shows and movies. Like you're constantly dropping things around the person, or they'll say something and you're just like, don't hear it, and they have to repeat it like 3, 4, or 5 times, you know? Or they'll just stare at you when you enter a room, or they'll try to like help you with everything. They'll try anything in their power to be, you know, physically with you, like help you on any project or whatever. They will tell you how amazing you are. They will tell you all your good qualities. You know, all the things. They'll try to make any moment special, you know, no matter how goofy or how small the moment, they'll try to make it the best moment ever. They'll like cancel plans that are like important to them to just like hang out with you because they want to show you how important you are to them. You catch them looking at you. You know, catch them acting bizarrely, or acting like something you said doesn't bother them, like, you know, if you can't make it to like a date, or like, you know, a hangout with them or something, or a call with them, that try not to act bummed out, but it's like so obviously written on their face, so things like that. Okay, so what's happening in this connection from the first half of the season? Five of Swords. Okay, yeah, the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords. So there is something that changes in the dynamic of this connection in the first half of the season. Tortoise. Slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah. It's... I feel like it took a long time for this person to get it. I feel the frustration from your end, but I feel the kind of... like you've already lost your mind and came back down to earth or something, because like this person just drove you crazy. Like they wouldn't tell you their feelings, or when they finally do figure out their feelings, they're acting weird around you and they're not telling you. It's like this weird game that they're playing, and it's like you're not you've gone crazy so many times trying to get it out of this person, or to figure out what's going on with this person, or to, you know, patiently wait for this person to get it or figure things out, or I don't know, for things to change in the dynamic between the two of you. And it's like finally happening, but at this point you're like this person has made me go insane, has made me go crazy so many times. I don't know what to do right now except laugh. All right, so what about in this like last month, the third month? What's their feeling? Surrender. So they get the aha moment, right? That they're like, oh shoot, I really love 93, and it's not a love that's gonna fade. Then they get more comfortable with the idea, and then they surrender to that love completely, because like even when they get comfortable with the idea, they're still being weird around you because they haven't told you yet, but you're you know, and they know, you know, a little bit, you know, because like they know they're acting weird. They're like, why did I say that? Or like, oh, that was so stupid, or that was so obvious. And then they finally come around to it and they finally surrender, right? I'm severing ties with the karmic partner. So at this point, like they're the ones who have to take action, right? Like, because they're the ones who they're the ones who found out how they feel about you, and obviously, if you feel that strongly about someone, you have to take action, right? You have to shoot your shot. Otherwise, you'll just never be at peace with your heart, with yourself, right? They have to like confess their love to you, like otherwise it'll bother them for the rest of their life, at least once, you know. And don't be like a psycho crazy person who like, you know, stalks someone or obsessively, you know, goes after someone that so explicitly says like leave them alone, or if they're, you know, in a relationship, you had to be sensitive to that. But like, you know, if you feel that strongly about someone, like confessing your feelings to them once is necessary, or your heart will explode. You know, I could be your hero baby. So I do feel like they do it. They confess their feelings to you. The Tower card, oh my goodness. But only after like they're forced to. Like I feel like everything collides. Like I feel like I think something with you happens. Like I feel like something like there's like a situation where like you need help, or you're stuck, or something goes wrong, and they try to like save the day, and you're like, why would you do that? Or you don't need to do that. Or like, but like I don't, like we haven't talked for a long time, or but like you have this important thing going on right now, why would you come help me with this? Or it's kind of a situation where you're both forced together. It's like you're stuck, I'm like stuck in a store during a storm or something. It's like forced out of them. Maybe their partner confronts them and it's like, do you have feelings for this person? Like I heard you say their name, you know, when you were sleeping last night, or, you know, something like that. Or like I see the way your face looks when you talk about this person, like, you know, like whether they're with another person or not, or whatever the situation is. I do feel like they've finally confessed their feelings for you, but it's like kind of like they're forced to because of the situation, or they take advantage of like the difficult situation. It's like, okay, it's now or never. It's a now or never moment. So what happens in the connection? Death. Look at that. Death card twice. So in the 2-5 cards, like this is a change. Like inevitably, like after they confess their feelings, like they're going to be forever changed. Whatever your answer is, like they're forever changed. Your connection with them is forever changed. Like this changes things. This is a big deal. Candle. You'll be shown the way. And like whatever happens, like don't worry. You'll be both shown the way. And like this is kind of like, this was necessary for them. Like they needed to kind of step up and listen to their heart and express their feelings to you. And whatever happens afterwards, don't worry. Like they did the right thing and they will be shown what to do next. And you will know how to handle the situation. Maybe you both will decide, you know, take it slowly, take it one step at a time, take it day by day kind of thing. Or maybe revisit the situation, revisit the connection, and, you know, talk about things. Maybe you two decide to open up communication and start talking to each other more, and, you know, see where the both of you are at. Maybe after the first conversation, you agree to one more, but then you're like, that's it. Or maybe even after the first conversation, you're like, you know what? I'm living a completely different life now. And like, I'm not about this. Like, sorry, but like this is the path I choose. Or maybe you're uncomfortable with their situation. It's like, I don't think this is the right decision. Whatever you decide on doing, you'll be shown the way. Like when the moment happens, you'll know what to do, and they'll follow the light as well, because they follow their heart. Like their guides are around them, your guides are around you, and you both will be kind of safely shown the next right steps for both of you individually and mutually together. So, wow. 93. What a situation. Who would have... I feel like you have no idea this is coming. This is a complete shock and surprise to you. For most of you, I do feel like this is someone... this could be someone you are in a relationship with, and it could be a very good situation where it's like they finally find out their true feelings for you and they're ready to move forward with you. It could be a very good situation and you're happy about it. It could be someone who is coming back, and that's where you could have like mixed feelings and try to figure out the situation. Or this could be someone that you don't really know that well, and in that case you might want to keep your distance a little bit and, you know, handle the situation wisely. But yeah, a lot of different crazy energies here too. But yeah, I mean, for 50% of the situations, it seems like a really good news and something to celebrate. And for some of you, it seems like very surprising and shocking, and, you know, it's like I'm getting it's a candle to you because of how, you know, they're holding a light to you because you have, you're obviously a very lovable person, and you obviously exude a lot of qualities that people admire. Either way, whatever your situation is, prepare to be surprised, shocked, and surprised with a confession soon. So File 93, if you resonated with the reading or if you enjoyed the reading, I really appreciate a comment. It lets me know that you like these types of readings. This is like a more wide range, 3 months, a season worth of energies. And if you like that, I'd like to know. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.